So even though it has been 10 years since 50 Cent has dropped an album, he is still a prominent member in the entertainment industry. Not many rappers can say that 10 years after dropping their last album. But if you follow any kind of hip-hop news, then you know all about 50 Cent's online presence outside of his music. I think his peak was when he was beefing with Floyd Mayweather and asked him to read a page out of a Harry Potter book.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the bucket of ice, man.
For those who don't understand, look up Floyd Mayweather reading on YouTube and you'll be like, oh my god, he asked him to read a Harry Potter book? That's like asking a baby to speak in full sentences. But if you weren't aware, 50 Cent doesn't just roast beef with someone every once in a while. He has an extensive history of beef sandwiching other rappers. He went up against Ja Rule and won. He went up against an artist that was literally signed to him, Young Buck, and won. He did go up against Kanye to see whose album would sell more in the first week and lost, but he went up against The Game, and this was one of my favorite beefs yet. Because while 50 Cent eventually came out on top after all of this is what rapper beefs were like back then. Look at this DVD I got a while back. This came out in 2005 at the height of The Game and 50 Cent's beef. I mean, look, it's called Stop Snitching, Stop Lying. Obviously making fun of 50 Cent's album Get Rich or Die Trying. He even made a clothing brand called G-Unit instead of G-Unit. And I remember specifically in this movie, I don't know if it was true or not, but The Game was pulling up police records of when 50 Cent got shot and he's like, look, this pussy didn't get shot 9 times. Beef back then was wild. Like, along with this, he didn't just put out a diss track, he put out a whole diss album featuring, you guessed it, the one and only Chicken Little. From the movie. But like I said, even after all of this, 50 still came out on top. And he didn't even have to put out a DVD. But other than music, and beefing with people who make the same music, he is known for his show Power. This show was his baby. From 2014 to 2020, if you heard the name 50 Cent, it was more than likely in the same sentence as this show. And I mean, hey, it says it was one of Star's highest rated shows and one of cable's most watched shows. So if you haven't watched it, like I haven't, don't think this is some one-hit wonder show that some rapper was able to get on TV because they paid for literally everything themselves. This show won 8 awards, including Outstanding Drama Series twice. But because this show was such a big success, somebody saw it and was like... Back in 2020, a former drug kingpin named Corey Ghost Holland filed a $1 billion lawsuit against 50 Cent, the co-creator of the show Courtney Kemp, Starz, and Lionsgate, saying they hijacked his story. Now, like I've said, I never watched the show, but according to the cast list, the main character's nickname is also Ghost, and just so happens to also be a drug dealer. A coincidence? Yeah, Ghost is probably the most unoriginal name you can give yourself as a drug dealer. Ghost is literally in the top 10 names writers use as a default name for a drug dealer. But what this guy is claiming to happen literally has to happen in just the right order, or else nothing of what he says happened could have even happened. He claims that he met Kemp's, the creator of the show's father, in the early 90s so that they could discuss the story of his life while he was attempting to leave the drug trade. Then, in 2007, he says that he sent a copy of his CD that featured an autobiographical song about being a drug lord that mirrors some of the plot points of Power. At some point, Holland believes that 50 Cent received the CD and used that story to create Power. Holland claims that there are more than 200 scenes in the show that are based on his life. You guys see what I mean? This guy thinks after telling some random guy he met in the 90s his life story, he then waited 20 plus years for his daughter to be in a position to even be able to make a show, and then says, hey sweetie, do I have a story for you? But not only that, also gives 50 Cent a CD about his life story in which 50 Cent listens to it in its entirety, only for him to go back to this guy's daughter and be like, we should make a show about this guy's life. And she's like, that's funny because my dad was also telling me that I should make a show based on someone's life. Hey, what's the guy he told? What's your guys' name? And then they both say at the same time, Ghost! You see how fucking stupid that sounds? Like, what are the chances that 50 Cent was given this random CD that was given to someone by a random drug dealer in 2007, only for him to be like, you know what, this guy's lived a cool life. 50 Cent was a fucking drug dealer before he was a rapper. He doesn't need someone else's life to get inspired by. But of course, the judge ruled in favor of 50 Cent, saying that Holland was never referenced in the show at all. So what literally happened was Mr. Ghost saw that people were selling crack on TV, and he's like, hold on, I'm doing the same thing. They're stealing my story. I knew I shouldn't have sent my autobiography to that dude in 2007. That could have been me, playing as me. I could have been Ghost. I could have been the actual Ghost, man. But here's where I'm thinking Ghost Man here fucked up. He says, this is not one of those lawsuits from a deranged fan or somebody trying to capitalize off someone else's success. This is about the actual theft of my life and the damages that it has done. Now right there, the damages it has done. This show was popular, so I'm pretty sure people like the main character. So I can't see why or how making a popular show based on your life would hurt you, even if it was based off your life. And even 50 Cent's attorney said the same thing. More specifically, Holland fails to identify any defamatory statements made about him in connection with the fictional television series Power. And it's like, yeah, you were suing because they were using your name and likeness, not because they were slandering you. How did you not know that after filing a $1 billion lawsuit? Not only was this guy being greedy as fuck, but he did what you should never do. And he sued for something that didn't even happen. And then in another lawsuit he filed, he's claiming that 50 Cent and his associates were harassing and threatening him by showing up and playing a song near his home. They fucking went to this guy's house and started playing Peter Gabriel like John Cusack. But after that alleged incident happened, All Hip Hop obtained a letter from Holland warning 50 Cent not to threaten him again. It says, and this is how I think he sounds, if a motherfucker gets killed because your motherfucking client threatening me and my family, file a motherfucking motion for that. I ain't playing with your motherfucking client no more. Next time he or anyone sins, pull up, fuck the litigation. And I bet the judge was like, so they played loud music in front of your house? Hey bailiff, you see this guy? Hey, look at this dude. Can you say not getting $1 billion? 50 Cent did respond to all of this on Instagram, saying fool thought he was Ghost. And like I said, with the different beefs 50 Cent has had throughout the years, just be glad you just got an Instagram caption. But yeah guys, can you believe this DVD is the clean version? I think it says that on the back somewhere. Look at that. Edited version. This is a movie that literally no parent should let their kids watch. There was no reason to make an edited version of this. But other than that, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.